Earphones have become an integral part of our life for some time now. I think it's fair enough to say that we spend a large amount of time with our earphones listening to music. So, this video is a short walkthrough about two different types of earphones, the closed back earphones and the open back earphones. And I'll also be briefing you through the pros and cons of each types of earphones along with our reference unit being the Sony MDR ED12. I'm Abhishek for Wilson Chips, so let's not waste any time and just jump right into the review. First off, I'd like to state that if you're an audiophile who's watching this and if you're expecting audiophile grade reviews based on the lows, mids, and highs of a particular earphone, this is not going to cut it. It's just going to be a layman comparison between the open back and the closed back earphones, and that too probably in the budget category. So with that out of the way, let's begin. Okay, consider this to be a closed back earphone. As the name suggests, the back is going to be completely sealed off or closed so that no air passes into your ears or no air passes out of your ears as well. So that's going to provide you with complete isolation and a pristine music experience at times. So the pros of it will obviously be the noise isolation, and sometimes if your earphones are really good, they provide a very tight bass, and the third one being a very personalized experience of music. So these are the three pros that I could get out of the top of my head, and the cons being that as good as they're being isolating, that's also a con because you don't get to know what's happening around you. And sometimes that might be dangerous in situations like riding. So this is what I find to be a major con. So nothing else, all the other cons are actually specific to each earphones. So I cannot list a generalized set of cons. But what I would suggest is that use your closed tap earphones within your house, or if you're traveling through public commuting services like bus or train, or in any area where you'll not be influenced by any external factors such as, for example, crossing a railway track or crossing a road. At these kind of situations, I would really not recommend the closed back earphones as they're highly dangerous. But then again, we're speaking about closed back earphones and not headphones. So that's it about closed back earphones. Moving on to the open back earphones, what I have with me is the Sony MDR ED12, as I mentioned earlier. This will be my reference for open back earphones. So here are a couple of photographs about the earphone and how they actually look, the open back earphones. So as you can clearly see, the air vents in the back of the earphone, which allow for the air to pass in and outside. And this particular earphone also has a right angled cable, which I find to be a pro for an earphone. So moving on, this particular earphone I really enjoyed, and it comes under the budget category. It's available as less as $15. I'm not sure if this is outdated or a new model, but earphone technology relatively stays stable for longer durations of time. So I think it should be available for less than $15. In India, this particular earphone is available for around 700 bucks. That's a big pro if you ask me, because that's pretty cheap for an open back earphone. Most people are used to open back headphones. Likewise, even I've been using the open back headphones and sometimes closed back headphones as well. My previous earphones would be a CX300 I use the Panasonic ErgoFit series, and so far all my earphones have been a closed back. So this was extremely new for me. I didn't even realize that I was using an open back earphone until I actually read about it, because they weren't providing any kind of sound isolation. It's as if the earphones were just not there. I was able to listen to any type of ambient noise around me. So I started surfing about it. Why is this happening? Why don't I feel like the earphone is even there? Initially, you might not find a comfortable fit with these kind of particular earphones, the Sony MDR ED12, but once you find the right angle, you will not even feel if the earphone is there. So that's pretty good for an earphone of 700 bucks. Anyways, moving on to the pros. Bass is usually very good in these kind of earphones because open back earphones tend to let in a lot of air, and air is what creates the bass effect. So you don't have an artificial bass, instead you have a very natural sounding bass. So that's a plus for most of the people. And the other plus would be that you can wear this in most occasions. For example, if you're crossing a road, if you're crossing a railway track, you can actually wear these kind of earphones because you can listen to the ambient noise around you. And this kind of earphones is what I would prefer for driving or riding. Excellent. It was an unparalleled experience for me. Earlier, I used to wear earphone only on one ears while riding because I needed to hear the ambient noise to actually understand what's happening around me. But with these earphones, the ambient noise is present. I'm able to hear the honking of the horns and etc. But at the same time, it feels like the music is running in the background. So it is amazing. Open back earphones provide you with an extremely bigger soundstage compared to in-ear phones or closed earphones. So that's a lot of pros. And the cons being the fact that, again, it's an open back earphone, so you're going to get ambient noise. So that's going to be a con if you want a pristine and a very personalized listening experience. So that's pretty much it about a closed back earphone and open back earphone. So if you're going to nitpick the cons, it would really be specific to each earphone. For example, build quality, cable quality. I cannot generalize them based on open back or closed back. So what I would suggest is when you're outside and prone to traffic or, as I said, crossing railway tracks or such kind of occasions, do not wear the closed back earphones. That's for your own safety. And the biggest pro for the open back earphones, as I mentioned, was its usability in riding. Most users like to listen to their music while they're riding. So the open back earphone is the one for you. Natural bass, huge soundstage, wonderful listening experience. I'm actually posting a couple of links for the open back earphones down below. You might want to check that out. It's retailing at a pretty low cost in India, hardly 700 bucks, and some of them are available for 500 bucks as well, and these come with warranty because these are branded earphones. So I think you might want to check them out. And before you do that, please do give us a like and subscribe down below.